Is the internet not strong? What's that? Party people in the place to be. Saturday morning, comfy. Got a little bit of a holiday action going. Um, Man, what a crazy week, right? We got some good videos, and we got a classic suggested by a close friend in real life and a friend of the channel. So cool. Um, as everyone gets situated here, we a video got put out this morning. Alex Olson for Violet. We're just gonna start with that because it's a good warm up. I watched it already, just because Alex Olson used to be one of my favorite skateboarders. I just his style is super sick. I think he's been very underrated. Um, but it's all older footage, so that was kind of a bummer. I was hoping for new stuff, but let's just give it a toggle here. So yeah, Alex Olson always had this really good style. He always seemed like he might be kind of short, but he looks tall on film. Maybe he's like close to my height, like almost 6 foot. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's older footage, a lot of New York stuff, a lot of Los Angeles stuff. He is, he was on Girl, and he was in Fully Flared, and he was in Yeah Right, and he was in Pretty Sweet. But then he jumped ship. He was on FA for a long time. He started 917, which is a really cool brand for a while. Um, and he's always just been kind of hooked in with the Supreme guys. And he, I don't know, one of those people that just seemed like he maybe had to try hard for the tricks, but like it all looked good. He had really cool style. Unfortunately, he also seems like the kind of guy that smells his own farts and smiles about it. You know what I mean? And that may be just from like because all the footage is in black and white and things like that. But Alex Olson was, I always thought he was like super good and was excited to see him skate. So I was disappointed when he called it quits with 917 and everything like that. That low body varial ollie over the table is pretty sick. Um, yeah, this just is like a lot of classic footage of him. At this point, I guess you say classic because it's like 10 years old. Probably one of the best frontside 360s I've ever seen is that one right there. It just looked really good. A little some Jaquan footage. We're back at a little local plaza, big flip. And then this is one of my favorite handrail tricks that Costin does a lot too. It's a fakey, it looks like a fakey hurricane, but I'm not really sure. That blunt big spin is really cool. Um, but yeah, he kind of was doing like the Heath Kirchart thing, wearing all white for a bit. But he was good. I'm surprised that they put this like footage out again, compiled like this. It's to the Seal song, so that was like kind of cool. You know, the one from Batman Forever, "Kissed by the Rose on the Grave." Yeah, Alex Olson, he just skated really fast. He was really fun to watch, and then he just, I don't know what happened, but he just kind of disappeared. If anyone knows anything why he bailed, it'd be kind of cool. I always thought that was a really cool clip, and kind of crazy. Just look at that again. See if we can pause it right there. If you can't tell, he like ollies or he like hippie jumps actually between the two like ropes there. It's kind of crazy. Like that kind of control is kind of nuts. This is why I think I was saying he is underrated. I think he was a lot better than people gave him credit for. Um, he was just cool to watch, cool tricks and stuff like that. Some Sean Pablo action. Haven't seen really much from him lately. Um, yeah, that was sick. Big flip back tail on a curb. Uh, I think Alex Olson just I don't know, maybe this is a little Violet like throwback section is like the flowers he deserves, you know, that like he was a little bit slept on. People kind of thought he was like maybe got a free pass because of his dad. I don't think so. I think he stands on his own. Got some Dylan footage. that switch flip was crazy. I always like that crossover, like no comply. The hurricane is sick too. Yeah, I think the thing with Alex Olson is when you watch his footage, like you can tell he really does care about the skating, but it looks like he gets really angry about it. Like it's just too frustrating for him to continue on with it. I don't know much about Violet the brand. I do know there's like a lot of people on it, like Cater's on it, and so is Alex Olson and a few other people, but I don't really see much from them except this kind of footage. The guy who did the filming for this, he's also the one who did the filming for Photosynthesis and Alien Workshop. Also all the Supreme videos like Cherry and all that. I don't know if I'm happy that this style of like um, I really like gritty skateboarding like this, but I don't know if I'm happy that like the art house style of skateboarding is over. Like where it feels a bit more like conceptual, maybe. That was sick. The kickflip backflip revert was rad. This is my favorite line he ever did. He does a backside 360 kickflip like right after this nose blunt that I always thought was. I do think about this trick a lot. God, it looks so good. Fully rotated and lands completely like straight. Just crazy. I think this is the end of his video part. I think that's the end of the line. Yeah. So just some old footage. Cool to see it all compiled in one place. He deserves better, I think. I hope we see new footage from him. Even if it's just, I don't know. I don't even know. Even if it's just regular stuff. All right, we got 4 people there. What's that? Yeah, I agree. Hate skates. Yeah, they do like they upload it in weird times and they don't even like really talk about it. All right, well, let's just start with Antonio. I watched this one because like everybody else on the planet, everyone saw his like front side flip Wallenberg 1 foot. Antonio Durao. I always called him Antonio Dorado, but it's actually Antonio Durao. He's been one of my favorites for a long time. I don't really know when I first saw him, but I always thought he was so cool. That switch heel flip is like absolutely insane. If you look at how high it is, he's like, I mean, look at that. He caught it well above the stairs, probably in line with the handrail that's like behind him. But Antonio always comes off now, like if we talk about like personality or like like I was telling one of my buddies that he seems like he just doesn't care if you film it or not. Like he's gonna land it and it's gonna be sick, but like if you film it, great. If you don't, like, all right, I'm still gonna do it. And he's one of my favorites for sure. That front foot impossible is really rad. The half flip is crazy. I don't know if anyone here has ever tried to do a half flip, but they're not as easy as they like would you would be like led to think. Everything he does is like pop super high. It's like kind of crazy looking. I mean, as someone who wishes they had long hair like this, it'd be sick. Yeah, I agree. The switch front foot impossible out of a manual is ridiculous. I don't think I've ever even tried to do a switch front foot impossible. Ooh, there it is. Switch front side flip, late 1 foot. We're gonna have to pause that guy here. So this is what I'm talking about. I think when you get like to the point where you have so much control over your skateboard, things like this, look at he catches a switch frontside flip well above the handrail that's to the right of his right arm. And then at the last second, on the second 2 blocks, he throws his foot out. I think you just get to the point where you have so much control over your skateboard. It's just crazy. Yeah, that's the clip. I I don't really know what to think about a clip like that because I feel like it's so out of the realm of my like understanding of board control. Yeah, I agree. It has to be a Hail Mary thing. It's like, oh, I caught it so early, I can just throw it out there. This is pretty crazy too. I this is a Pulowski. This switchback tail is, I mean, a marvel. I mean, look how he's not isn't actually, we were talking about Alex Olson's like height. You look at like now look at how tall this ledge is compared to him. It's like at his hip, like maybe even above his hip. Yeah, I can agree. The switch frontside flip, like late 1 foot, not only minimalizes Wallenberg, but it, it kind of minimalizes like every single trick that was done at Wallenberg. Like what was it like Chris Cole switch frontside flipped it like 15 years ago, and it kind of like, well, now someone switch frontside flip late 1 footed. What else could be done? But we'll get to that because someone else did sign on Wallenberg after this video. Then Reynolds frontside flipped it, backside flipped it. I don't know if anyone's ever cabbed it. Yeah, totally. And the battle for his 360 flip. Yeah, it makes it look kind of silly. Like it shouldn't have been so hard. That's what I was saying about like Antonio though. Like he seems to be one of those people that like nothing is that difficult, so he doesn't really care if it gets filmed or not. Like all this footage looks kind of like you were sitting on the side and you like shot a clip of your buddy while they were just like messing around. This switch backside tail side though is pretty ridiculous. I think it's probably my favorite clip in this video is this switchback tail. I'm just a big fan of like really big and tall ledge tricks. Um, I also like that like in the world where like a lot of pro skaters like have brand new gear all the time. Look at his wheels. Those wheels actually look like they've been skated for like 6 months. You know that I actually kind of like that too because it feels like nowadays everyone's like trying to get you to buy all their new product all the time, so they have brand new everything. Kind of the way it felt like in the like mid '90s, right before skateboarding blew up. Except we know it's not going to blow up at this point. But it's kind of cool to see wheels that were actually skated. Like it doesn't look like he's switching them out like every time a new shipment gets in or something like that. But yeah, switchback tail, crazy. Let's take one more look at that frontside flip. Just gonna pause it a few times. So he's caught it even before he like came down from the fourth block and then throws it out at the second block. Not even, maybe the third block, it looks like. I don't know if anyone here has been to this spot. It used to be right by well, it was nearby right where I used to live in San Francisco. And when you see it in person, as someone who has been skateboarding for most of their life, and I wouldn't consider myself bad at skateboarding, but this is like a whole different like level. So to see someone do this, just like you said, Rex, it minimalizes that spot in a weird way that kind of like hurts your brain after seeing it kind of like held up on high as this, echelon of like who's doing something on that spot. So it's pretty cool. Antonio, I think if we start talking because it's the end of the year, like Thrasher Skater of the Year, who are they gonna pick? Because we're not picking it. We know that. That switch flip is really cool too. Another one of my buddies pointed that switch flip out to me. And I mean, man, catches it super high. I was kind of upset he was wearing those P Rod Jordans or those P Rod Nikes because like I'm such not a P-Rod fan right now. Yeah, it's long too. Wallenberg is humongous. It's not just tall, but it's really, really long, and it's really intimidating because they have the ramp going in, like they're dropping in from the ramp. But if you see it the way it used to be skated without the ramp, it's like kind of crazy the way you have to get in from the street. Just to paint the picture, you come in from the street and you cut around and then to the set. So there's a lot of like speed that you have to get prior to the cut around on it. And it's a really intimidating set unless you're Antonio Durao and you decide to do switch frontside flip 1 foots. But yeah, I wish the like the I guess the grumpy side of me is like, oh man, he had to do it in those shoes. But again, he doesn't seem to be someone who cares. Man, that switch flip was sick. Yeah, if we're talking Thrasher Skater of the Year, it's tough for me. If you had asked me like a week ago, Antonio, I think on pure style and like me just liking people who like just don't seem to care that much. Um, yeah, I would have given it to him. But we have another dude coming up here who definitely deserves the mention, and I think it's his time, in my opinion, that he has it already. Just because he's been like putting out part after part. We got TJ Rogers dropping another part yesterday, and we're talking about Wallenberg as well, right? So it's on Thrasher, and he opens it, dropping it on the ramp. TJ is, to me, he's always been a little bit of like an odd man out. He actually switched frontside 360 Wallenberg like 15 years ago. He's probably, I think, in his mid 30s. He skates for Skate Mafia and S. He has his own shoe, but he just switched pop shove at Wallenberg, which is crazy. Um, I'm glad that they named this part Friday because normally they name it like something silly. That's to do that on that spot's really cool. I like they likes his dog. When I say they name his part silly, they name it like too hard to stop or like we're grinding all day. It's like something really like hardcore, and you're like, "Oh, it's just skateboarding. Just relax a little." It just could be his name. But TJ's really good. Just the volume of parts he puts out is really impressive. I really like that switch backside flip manual. I just wish he was going a little faster. But to be like in his mid 30s and like hucking it like he is, um, pretty rad. I haven't skated his shoe. I don't know how I feel about this feeble to board slide. I've never been a big fan of that combo because a lot of times it feels like people are just falling out of the feeble to get into the board slide. So it's hard for me to like really believe it was super intentional. That let's rewind that because I don't think I actually looked at that last time we saw this. So this spot here is really cool. It's in San Francisco. It's at Embarcadero Square. Um, I no slid it. I was really happy about that. But he's doing way crazier stuff, and people have been killing this ledge. But this whole like remodel that they did in here, I think I was about 14, 15 when it happened. I remember when it was like brand new, and I used to take the train out there on the weekend every once in a while just to skate this remodel. And it was kind of like this whole, I don't know if anyone here has seen, I know Rex, you've probably seen, I think it's The Reason where Josh Kalis is talking about like skate, run, chill. It's kind of it's kind of like that, this idea that like you're gonna go skate and then the cops are gonna come and then you run and then you're gonna chill. So you would go to Embarcadero when it was this new like remodeled section. The cops would come, they'd run you out, and then you go to Pier 7 and you'd skate the manual pads, and then you'd go back to Embarcadero like 30 minutes later and you'd skate a little more, and then they'd run you out. And it was just this back and forth. And then you'd go eat it. I don't know, wherever, the Carl's Jr. that was there, or you'd go get clam chowder or whatever you were going to do since Pier 30, 31 or 39 is so close. But yeah, TJ Rogers skates this thing, and oh, it looks like he's riding Independence there. He's just solid on a board. I don't think he's also another one that I think like deserves way more than he's gotten. Um, that no slide nollie flip was huge. Again, I like that he likes his dog. Nollie big spin. Tail slide. I don't even know what that was. Did anyone catch that? It's like a hard flip, 360 hard flip. Can we slow mo that? Oh yeah, we could slow mo it. Let's slow it down to 25 just for a second. Just because I couldn't really tell. I think it is a like 360 hard flip. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Now, if we put it like back in this like regular speed, the fact that it's not slow mode for the video is kind of crazy because it goes by so quick. Jeez, that's cool. He does a lot of these like up the ledge kind of things, which I really like because that's always been one of my favorite obstacles has been like up ledges. He's got a really good switch pop shove it, obviously, since he did Wallenberg, but to do it over that handrail is huge. This switchback 180 was gigantic. Again, he's been doing switch spin tricks for 20 years. I mean, I wonder how old it was, how long ago it was he switched 360 Wallenberg. It's kind of cool to see like some of these. See, TJ Rogers, I wouldn't classify him as a new guy, but Antonio, I'd classify him as like a new like generation of skateboarder. It'd be cool to see him get Skater of the Year because like, that was crazy. I like Skate Mafia, but I'm a little tired of the gang representation. Let's see. So he switch flip, nose slide, back 180 to back flip, pop out to fakie. That's cool. That was a really cool trick. So was this 270 to fakie manual or fakie nose manual. Jeez, that kickflip was huge. So the real question is, do we think he's going to drop another part? Look at that. Oh my god. That's like the length of cars. I don't know if he was on almost. Was he? I thought he was on blind. He was on blind. I mean, it was a dwindle thing. He was on blind for sure. Yeah, frontside big spin flip might make more sense than a 360 hard flip. Yeah, blind. And I don't know, man. Like I wish TJ Rogers is one of those guys that like I said, he just deserves so much more than he has. He's been consistently good for years. Um, humongous. Oh, it was a gigantic kickflip. So here's a huge switch frontside 180. Like I said, he can huck those switch frontside tricks like you wouldn't believe. Did someone kickflip this? I know someone else frontside 180'd it, but I don't know if they kickflipped it. So that's TJ Rogers' like fourth part this year. But as we know, a bunch of parts don't equal Skater of the Year. Um, the music on this one was okay. The music on Antonio's was better. The music on Alex Olson's part was good. That's because it was from my time period. Yeah, slept on for sure. I agree. A lot of the guys from the Dwindle camp, I don't know what it was, a lack of marketing, a lack of exposure, maybe due to money or something. But a lot of those guys on the under the dwindle umbrella kind of like they had a hard time. Some of them are doing pretty well. Before we watch one last video, let's switch over to the user suggested with the audio on this time because it's all just regular video. Oh, I'm not even sharing it. It's called Listen. I actually have the VHS for this. A friend of mine growing up didn't actually want their coffee. We got some Chris Roberts clips, straight from the Nine Club when he actually skated, wearing some DVSs. I've I've said it before, but this is probably my favorite. Let's turn the audio down just a little. This is probably my favorite era of skateboarding. We're looking at like maybe 96. No side to fakie. If you ever wondered if Chris could actually skate, Chris Roberts was actually really good at skating. Um, and if his timeline is right, he got good really quickly because he says he only started skating when he was like 15. Um, one of those people are just lucky, looks good on a board, but can do good tricks. Those DVSs I never had, but I always wanted a pair. Actually, I never even owned a pair of DVSs, but those are the Sean Sheffys. If you're wondering why we can do the audio, it's because there's no music in this video. Listen is entirely like supposed to be about the sounds of the skateboard. This is the Venice pits. Never got to go there before they tore them out. Now they're just covered in sand, and the skate park kind of sits near there. Day one, as always, like years ahead of everybody else, and probably decades ahead of everyone now. Joey Brzezinski, I don't know what he's doing now. He was never someone I was really super stoked on. JT Altz I really liked for a long time because he was on Real, and he was just good. Really good skateboarder. Man, skating those aluminum benches is awful. There's a lot of really good people in this video. Tim Dowling was a big filmer back in like the early 90s, mid 90s. I'm not sure if he's still filming now. He would be a bit older now, but I doubt it. I always like this guy's hard flip. You can never really tell if it's a pop shove or a hard flip with this guy. Hey, he's got the Mescas on, and he's got the hat my wife won't let me wear. I had a business conference I had to go to one time. It's like, I want one of those hats. I told me no. Never got it. Backtail shove on that's pretty crazy. If you've ever been to that spot, it's pretty big. You know what I'm liking about this video right now is it's pretty quick. Someone, I forget who, but there's someone in a zero video who gets destroyed on that ledge. It may not be a zero video, but it's somewhere in there. I don't even know who this guy is. He must have been around back in the day. Looks like you had the Navy Mescas on. Mostly a bunch of Santa Monica guys right now. Venice, Santa Monica. Let's switch bricks real quick. Wow, no slide around rail. You don't see that very often. This guy's got a lot of switch crooks. Pretty sick. Barrel flip. I always like this clip, the 360 flip with the sunlight and like the foreground. I always thought it was really cool. You want to hear something crazy? This guy who's in the sweater, he's probably close to like 50 years old now. Yeah. Probably raised a family, just chilling. Oh, here's some Jason Dill footage. This is my favorite era of Jason Dill footage. Anthony Van England. I like Jason Dill. I think at this time a lot because he just seemed like really be into skateboarding, less of the art stuff and more in the skating. But he was always really fun to watch. Photosynthesis still was sick. Oh, he's got some GC links on. It's got to be around 97. A lot of people that I haven't thought of in a long time. I always wanted to skate that ledge spot. Yeah, maybe 23. Could be 23 skateboards. Sad is one of my favorites. No time for slipping. If you want to look up someone fun, Sad is really good at skating, and he is always seemed to have a bit of a sense of humor, even though he looked a little serious. Ben Beasley. I don't remember this guy either, but he's a good back guy though. Flat bar action. Oh, has Sad been putting stuff out? I saw stuff a couple of years ago. I hope he's still putting out new stuff. I feel like Sad's also one of those people that, like, in time, he's more appreciated. I never understood why that frontside 180 was in this video. This is like my least favorite era of Vans. These like gigantic. I did not like these shoes. I don't know why, but they bothered me. Like the gigantic fair lane on them. I didn't like the way they look. Wally 5050 is sick though. Late Chevrolet as well. Sad always had his like sock or something in his hand, and then the bleached mustache. I always thought that looked really cool. And he could ollie so high. I would love to skate that spot. The 50-50 ride in looks sick. This is the old Hollywood High. Oh no, is it Beverly Hills High? Huntington Park. We get to the Daquan. The side of 50-50 is cool. Very cool. I'm gonna have to look up 23 skateboards because I'm totally blanking on who rode for them. I wonder if they have a video out. I bet it would be pretty good. Daniel Haney. This dude is probably one of the hardest slammers in skateboarding history. This dude eats it all the time, and he looks like he just... Maybe that's why I like him, because I fall really hard, and he looks like he falls really hard. Light falling is not part of something I do on the regular. Steve Hernandez, I remember the name really well, but I don't remember what he was doing. That backside flip 50-50 should have been cut from the video. Because it was more of like a backside flip kind of hurricane. Preston Acuff, I only remember him because of his name. I thought Acuff was an interesting name. That was sick though. Oh, is that Preston? Dang. Preston's kind of killing it right now. Maybe that's why I knew him. Backside blunt kickflip and frontside blunt kickflip. This spot always looks fun. Day one tore this place apart. So did Ronnie Krieger. I wonder if Ronnie has any footage in this. I know the girl guys all have like a whole section. This spot always looks really fun too. Doesn't he hang up on this though? And there's a Chad Barty knee. A bit of a Barty knee, you might call it. Huge melon grab. So this is like some older footage that he threw into this. And when I say older, it's a way older than, or it's not as old as this video, which is even crazier. Brian Lottie's sick though. I love the like board slide pop over on benches like that, especially in the early 90s, late 80s. It looks so cool. It's something I've never been able to do really. They were kind of out of style by the time I was like really picking up a lot of tricks, but they look cool. Potty had this is Pleasant Petaluma Skate Park.
Kind of weird thing because I
If you're
never
ever up
really
in the Bay
thought I'd
Area, go to
actually be
Petaluma
getting
Skate
paid
Park.
for
It's still
skateboarding.
there.
So
It
it's kind of
still
weird. It makes me
smells,
think a little bit every month.
and
Like,
it's still fun.
sometimes I take it for granted, but yeah, it's actually a really good feeling when you get checked.
Yeah, I wish I could do those board slides. I've never been able to do them.
Skateboarding, I think, is the way.
I could do the front board pop out, like
Two
front
people
board
could be doing the
pop
same
out to
trick.
regular,
One
but I
person could
can't
be
do
doing
any of
it
the
totally
back
fast
pop
and make it
overs or pop
look
taps like
really
Louis Santos
easy,
does.
and the other person could be struggling with the trick.
In the like
But
early
I think
90s,
good
everyone could
style
skate
is
vert
just
and
like
straight.
someone that's really enjoyable to watch, and they make tricks look easy, and it just looks natural. I guess looks natural for the person.
Yeah, if you ever like want to get a good taste of the like early 90s, it says the boys, but it's actually the girl team. So obviously Rick Howardson started off with a huge front board. Tim Gavin. What's now and later? I don't know what now and later is. Blackjack. Ron was good at skating. I wish he would put out more footage. Daniel Castillo, I don't know if this is pre-getting shot or post-getting shot, but even though he was short, well, not even though, I don't know what that means, but he looked good on his skateboard. His center of balance looked really cool. Everything looked like really like sturdy, crisp. Richard Mulder was always really fun to watch too. These are all the chocolate guys. They were all on BBS. Oh, yeah, no, it's Listen. We're watching Listen Blackjack. Sean Sheffy. Back on Plan B, Sean Sheffy. Tony Ferguson. Hey, look, it's that spot we were talking about last week. Only he didn't go off straight. He went back off for 3. Eric. Oh, Eric. Eric was one of my favorites for a long, long time. He's just been like a disappointment for me. Guy's just sick. Guy's always sick. Switch nose grind revert for 97 on the handrails. Crazy. So casually too. We should watch the Planet Earth video. Next week
I'm a Vietnam veteran. You're just a boy from some other place.
Gideon Choi is another one that's like kind of slept on. We should watch Costume's H3 part. Let's do that next week. Watch Planet Earth and Costume's H3 part. It's really good. Like I said, back when I liked Costume. James Craig was one of my favorites for a long time. I've always been slightly embarrassed about it. I don't know why I'm embarrassed about it, but for some reason, seeing him as an adult, I'm like, eh. But when I was younger, I was like, oh, James Craig, that dude's sick. I think because he popped really high. I agree. Gideon is sick. Gideon always had like a really like clean set of tricks. That's still pretty cool, that half job nose bonk and that backspin 180 flip. I think this is Robbie McKinley, isn't it? Yeah. Robbie passed, I think, a year or two ago. Too bad. It's always hard when you see some of these guys have passed away. This spot was always in like a lot of these old like videos. Skating school benches, like desks at schools. Oh, here, let me see if I can turn it down. I'm talking like kind of quiet too. Well, that might be a little better. This video is almost over, and then we'll switch back. We got one more video to watch after this. Robbie McKinley, though, was really good. Robbie McKinley deserved so much better than he got. He should have been pro for girl. He should have had a pro shoe. You know, he should have got way more than he was given. Girl blew it with that, in my opinion. They should have pulled one of the older guys off and put him on way earlier. So far, we watched TJ Rogers' new part, the Friday part. We watched Antonio Durao' new part, the Hard Body Interlude. The name makes me think that there might be another part coming. And then now we're watching Listen, and we watched Alex Olsen for Violet.
Why are you putting me on camera?
I used to quote this all the time. Why are you putting me on camera?
I need police.
We can fast forward all these people. Bakey Crooks on that bench always look really cool. This must be Richard Angelides. Ryan Kendrick, another one that passed away. So too bad, he was good at skating. This is the way life is sometimes. There was always a demo in like a skate rink back around this time. I don't know in San Jose where I grew up. Daniel LeBron. Yeah, I agree. Girl and Chocolate kept everything way too tight. And when they did put someone new on, they like kept them amateur for way too long. They could have had such a refreshing like new lineup. I love Mike Carroll and Rick Howard, but like they should have made room for people like way sooner. There's the king himself, Mark Johnson. No one ever did it better. '90s vert is so much more crazier than vert you see now, except for like where there's like the only two vert writers who are like going crazy big right now, Wilkins and I forget his last name. Hey, there's Ronnie. Also highly underrated. Yeah. Speed Demons was a cool company. I'm pretty sure they were a Dwindle thing as well, weren't they? And Mark Johnson had a really good backside nose blunt slide. This I always thought was so funny. This guy is probably like 22 years old. Like the last time that your knees like won't just totally explode doing something like that. If you've ever been there, that spot is the roof of that thing is so tall. That is such a horrifying clip. I hate that clip. I totally forgot it was in this. Good kickflip. Costin ones, all black. I don't know if I see the air bubble in this one. Looks like it just has an S symbol. Yeah, vert parts. I fast forwarded vert parts as well. Now I watch them. I like them. Maybe vert is like a vintage wine. You only appreciate it when you're older. I always like this. He mugs this kid. And then does nothing. Poor kid walks in the rain. Crazy heart flip up the stage is cool.
That was a crazy one.
Oh. Fakey varial flip isn't worth it to eat it. And this is where he gets his legs stuck in it. I think this is the same section where he gets his legs stuck in that rail. This one always made me laugh because it looks like he just Superman. These guys are kind of eating it pretty hard. That is like one of my worst fears. There it is. Boom. Going over the ledge and slipping backwards. I can't stand that feeling. Late shove. I can do those. It's a fun trick. Can't do them over a gap like that. At least I've never tried. We did a lot of this in the mid to late 90s of like grabbing picnic tables and stacking them off ledges and stairs. Um, oh, yeah. Newer videos are more likely to not put up names. That's Daniel Haney. I slam like this guy. Maybe that's why I like him so much. Most of my falls look just like his. Just like you're trying to bust through a wall. Ridiculous. Poor Daniel. That's all you can say is, oh, Daniel. This always made me laugh, even though it's terrible. This one right here. Oh. I don't know if you can hear it on your end, but when I was a kid, we used to like rewind that all the time. At one point, I had it as a ringtone on my phone. This right here. Oh. We should turn it up. Poor guy. His poor head. He bangs his leg on that thing.
Oh my god!
This right here. It's gonna be really loud. Poor Daniel. Dong. Or Daniel. What can you say? All right. Great video. I have the VHS copy. Um, so good. If you ever are looking for like a fun blast from the past, Listen is a good one because there's no music and like it kind of just like you can put it on the background. It's just a great video. Thanks for the recommendation, Rex. I know Daniel Haney always got beat up. He was working real hard. I always really liked watching him skate, mostly for his slam sections, because everything seemed to be really bad. Oh man, I needed to hear that dong. All right, we got one more video today. We've been talking about girl skateboards and how they're blowing it. Um, but they actually did something good. They put someone new on and turned them pro that wasn't like a buddy or like didn't seem like a favor. They actually put a really good guy on. Um, they put on Lil Dre. So we're gonna skip through the intro part. It actually, in terms of like girl, I've always liked that they did the little skits and stuff. But lately, the last few years, their skits have not been that great. But this one was actually like kind of cool. So if you go back and watch the beginning of this, they have the classic shit sound, girl films, all that stuff, right? Um, but they do a whole skit based around his like fakey frontside crook that he does. And you should definitely go watch it. It's a good skit, but we are not going to watch it because we're just going to fast forward it. Well, let's just go right here. So here's the story. He says, "You should do that on this," and he's like, "I have too many in my video part," and then it switches over, and then he does these long, fakey frontside nose grinds. The skits annoyed you? I love the skits. I was always a big fan. Mouse, in my opinion, had the best ones, but Mouse was one of my very first skate videos I ever owned, so I have a lot of high hope. I have a lot of good memories of that. But he's doing it here. I have a suspicion that Day One Song is going to be on Girl. That's that's my suspicion. It maybe there's the mouse that we were just talking about mouse. That's my suspicion and that's my hope. The reason I say that is because they've done two videos now where Day One makes like a clip appearance, and he is in this right here. He's in the background looking at the camera at girls like the girl like headquarters. You'll see it in just a second. I think it's right after this. There he is, Day One. So my hope is that he's coming. I would love to see Day One on Girl. I think Day One should have been on Girl to begin with. Sean Malto. Actually, you didn't like the Invisible Board skit? I liked the Invisible Board skit. And here's the fakey frontside nose grind. Lil Dre, this was really surprising for me. So we should talk about this if you ever want to know where this is. This is a trampoline park. It's called House of Air. I used to work there. Um, and this is like way more ridiculous than it looks because this shed that he's on is not that the runway is like not actually as long as it looks. The runway is probably 8 to 9 feet. But yeah, I used to work in this building, and seeing people do stuff on this. Someone else did something on this, like a nose grind or something. Backsmith is cool, but this is a crazy spot to skate. On the other side of this building, there used to be an up ledge like this with angle on it that appeared in like all these old videos in the 90s. But yeah, I was really surprised about Lil Dre. I've seen his footage before. I wasn't super hyped on him. I thought he was good, but I wasn't like super stoked. This part was good. I liked his skating in this a lot. The kickflip was sick. The backside big spin was rad. Huge switch flip, which I'm a big fan of. On flat switch flip, off a ledge switch flip, like I just like a good switch flip. That's cool. That's a fun spot. That's over in downtown San Francisco. There's that switch flip. That was a rad one. But yeah, I feel like Girl finally got it right with Lil Dre getting on. I've always really liked oh, what's his name? I just know his nickname. Oh, Tyler Pacheco. I've always really liked his skating, but it seems like I don't get to see it that often. But he's always been really fun to watch skate. But I think if Girl keeps making additions like this, like relevant skateboarders now who are new, kind of have a new style, I think they can make a comeback to what they were. Maybe not as respected as they were at one point, but at least be like a little more in the conversation. Riley Pavey. I don't know who Riley Pavey is. Which spot are you talking about? It's not Miley, is it? This is crazy. That was a cool one. Fakey frontside flip in is rad. Riley Pavey. Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. Oh, and Rowan Davis. They put Rowan Davis on. He's good. House of Air. That's where I used to work. If you're over the age of 25, don't jump on a trampoline. You're rolling the dice on your poor knees. Yeah, Rowan's sick. This fakey heel over that spot is crazy. If anyone here is a Bay Area native, Rex and I are from the Bay Area natives, and a lot of these spots, when you see them in video, they don't look that big. But Pier 7, that to do a fakey heel over that ledge off the stairs is crazy. This fakey crooks is sick too. Always a fan of a heel flip crooks. Fakey big spin is one you don't see very often. Fakey frontside, and it looks cool. There's his huge switch flip again. My ears don't pop, but I'm pretty sure my knees would pop if I jumped on one now. Trampolines are a tough sell for me. Seen a lot of injuries on those things. That's the end of his part too. Fakey heel flip and then fakey frontside heel that he does right here. Man, if Girl keeps doing things like this, like adding guys like Lil Dre, I'll be pretty stoked. I know they just got their like in the last couple of years they started using BBS for their wood, so that made me happy. I just hope for more of this and less of the like strange collabs they do. All right, everybody. It's been real. It's been about an hour. I thought I was going to try to keep it to 45 this morning. I got family in town, so I got to bail. It's been great. Thanks for coming on. Um, thanks for interacting. Rex, Blackjack, anyone else who's out there, totally stoked. Every Saturday, I'll be doing this for the foreseeable future because I like to watch skate videos with my friends. Um, there was a kid in my neighborhood growing up named Mike. Um, I still talk to him. Good watch it. Yeah. And you caught me. Yeah, I'm glad you got in there. Um, and we used to always go to Mike's house and we would watch. He had like his family had like a den, and we'd all watch like the new skate videos together, like huddle around his TV. And his house was great because he had one of those moms that would they would always have like food around, like Cheez-Its and all the good stuff. And as I've gotten older, Mike Anderson, exactly. It's Mike Anderson I'm talking about, and his dog Buddy, Beagle. And I used to love going over there because it was just like a warm house. Everyone was kind. We'd watch skate videos in the like play den area where they had a foosball table. There'd be Cheez Its and sodas, and we would watch like 3 or 4 skate videos and then, I don't know, go out skating the rest of the day, or we'd be doing that at night. And so over the years, when you get older, you end up doing those things kind of by yourself, right? So this is why I wanted to do it every Saturday morning so we could all watch something together. So suggest more videos, hit me up, and let me know what you want to watch. Next week we'll do Planet Earth, and we'll pull up when Costin was not a slave to the check. And I'll catch you guys later. Give your dogs and cats some love. Drink some water and tell your family you love them. Bye, everyone. Later, Rex. Later, Blackjack.